Welcome to a new series of the Old Geezer's Diary travel shows. In 2015 we'll once again be off on our travels, meandering around the UK and taking the odd trip abroad. For our first trip this year we're off on a coach to Torquay. It's February, so we're not expecting too much weather-wise, but who knows? Coach trips make travel easy, and today we're travelling with Daish holidays, who we've been with before, so we have a good idea of what to expect. Daishers carry a lot of retired people too, so there are useful touches, like handing your cases to the coach driver and then finding them delivered to your room soon after you arrive at the hotel. If you're new to coach travel, yes, the vehicles always are spotless, and yes, there are reasonably frequent stops. We stopped 3 times on our way, with the longest run between stops being around 2 hours. There's also a toilet on the coach. We got to the hotel at around 4ish, and that gave us plenty of time to look around before dinner, due at 6:30 p.m. It also gave us time to arrange our table. We prefer to share with another couple, and many people do this. It brightens up meal times, and you can compare notes about plans and experiences. Meal service is startlingly efficient and amazingly well managed. Everyone eats in one sitting, and the dining room staff manage it all with smiles and good humour. The hotel itself is a classic 1900s seaside holiday hotel, updated and equipped to fit its market. We found that our room had everything we needed, including plenty of tea making supplies, and came with a decent sized bathroom with a shower. It was also very clean and tidy, and kept that way with a daily service. Our outward travel day towards Torquay had been beautiful, so I thought I'd close it with a glimpse over the bay as the sun set. Now that's what I'd call glorious on a winter's evening. Daish's trips include the coach travel between home and hotel and half-board accommodation, but don't include the day excursions. You can book those separately at the hotel. As we haven't been here before, we opted for our first day's outing on the coach, a trip to Princetown, home of Dartmoor Prison, followed by a visit to Tavistock, about 20 minutes further on. That day tour cost just £8 each. The day tours start out at 10 o'clock, after breakfast at 8:30, so there's plenty of time, no rush. The road heading towards Dartmoor soon gets us prepared for what's waiting up on the high moor. Narrow roads where our driver's skills will be tested, and wide expanses of grass and rock. It all looks pretty desolate. Jeff gave us a stop to look around, and several of us piled out to be greeted by a really chill wind. Just a week ago there was snow lying on this spot. We didn't stay out for too long. Another brief lay-by stop for a proper view of that awful place that's been a dismal legend for over 200 years, Dartmoor Prison. But you don't think of it as having its own town attached, Princetown, which is the highest town on the moor and one of the highest towns in the UK. In the summer, I'm sure it's a nice enough little place, but it was chilly when we stopped. Most of us went to the police station cafe, but Dot and I took a stroll to the village centre. Walking back, we managed to find a charity shop and bought some books, and then we found a local pub where we discovered a genuinely local beer brewed in the town, and I felt compelled to drink a pint.
Okay, so as you come round, you will see on the left is the prison museum. I think parking's back there on the right, and as you can see, the prison entrance on the right.
This side.
There's your Dartmoor ponies.
They're gorgeous. They're so pretty, aren't they? The ones
A great view of Devon.
nice.
Tavistock is a good place to finish a day's touring. There's plenty of interesting craft work, jewellery and bric-a-brac at the town's pannier market, even for me, and Dot managed to find a couple of small items to buy as take-home gifts.
Better than any. I mean, I've never. It's the first time I've actually tried to say anything. You just like smiles. No.
Outside the main hall, there are some outdoor stalls and shops, and you can make your way out onto the main street, where there are cafes and more shops. And we've just finished our tour in Tavistock. We've had rather a nice day. It's been a bit nippy, but it hasn't rained. We've been to Princetown and we've seen Dartmoor Prison. We've had a really nice ride through the moor, and that's quite fascinating. It's quite a strange place, and you get really as good views from the bus as you would get any other way. So we've really enjoyed today, and considering it's cost us £8 each for the whole day out, I think that's amazing value. Time to amble back to the coach. Tomorrow's forecast doesn't look too bright, but we won't let it put us off. Time to get a better look at Torquay's town centre and do a bit more if the weather is kinder than forecast.